Their flipper equals a third part of their body in length. This is much more than any other species in the order Cetacea. It gives them more maneuverability, it serves to regulate its temperature during the migration periods, and they use it as a net to enclose the fish they eat, and maybe to embrace each other, which at times they appear to do. When the humpback surfaces, it expels air as high as 18 feet through its blowhole. As it leaves its lungs, the hot air condenses into vapor that falls back into the water in a thick stream. The characteristic baleen is a corneal production of tissue similar to our nails. It grows in the shape of a beard, and as they expel water through their mouth, retains the catch. Humpbacks have 270 to 400 baleen disposed on each side of their mouth. Females give birth every 2 or 3 years, but they are able to do it every year. The period of gestation of the calf is 11 months. At birth, the calf measures as much as 14 feet and weighs over 700 kilos. He's nursed by his mother for a year. For the first 6 months, it is his only source of food. Later, they alternate nursing any capture the young can get by themselves. The calves leave their mothers at the beginning of their second year when they reach a 27-foot size. On their 5th year, the juveniles attain sexual maturity, and a little after that, their adult size. They live as much as 40 or 50 years. It is believed that the ancestors of whales at the end of the era of dinosaurs could have been rodents or maybe other small mammals more similar to hippos. But considering fossil findings about 65 million years ago, the great-grandfather of the whale left the earth to swim into the sea. It seems unbelievable that these animals were able to survive for millions of years, and only in the last 400 they were killed close to extinction. The disappearance of the most commercial species, the fact that the women outdated corsets, and the discovery of synthetic oils diminish the rate at which whales were disappearing. The world got busy with war. After World War II and the atrocities that culminated in Hiroshima, in most of the Western countries, a world environmentalist, pacifist community is born. The discovery by a group of scientists that whales could sing, and also the recognition of their coordinated activities, made the media focus on them, gaining the sympathy of the people. In 1967, many countries formed a coalition and decreed the prohibition of whale hunting. Soon after, Argentina and Mexico were among the first countries to establish sanctuaries for whales in their territorial waters. Despite these efforts, using as an excuse research or tradition, some nations continue to kill whales today. The unsuppressed need of man to dominate nature and the beast has placed these cetaceans in public parks and stages of entertainment. They are used for research and other studies, but also for commercial ends. With very few exceptions, their recruitment is a one-way ticket. Even if they have been successful in keeping them alive and apparently in good health, they live under constant stress and lose their abilities to survive in open waters. In the recent past, all traditions that mediated between man and animals have been lost. We are destroying our oceans without realizing that there lies the source for our own survival. We do not perceive the urgency of the role we must play. We must each actively give back to our planet, giving at least as much as we take out. It seems we haven't been able to learn the lessons from our past and keep marching blind into the future. It is time for creativity and resistance. The laws for the protection of our environment and animal species have to be revised and respected by governments and international organizations. Nature, politics, sports, sex, people have been turned into the spectacle needed to stop looking in depth. Man's war against whales is not over. What is hurting them is also hurting us. Pollution, climate change, the destruction of marine habitat. The conservation of whales and other species, the safeguard of beings and things. The conservation principle in itself, it's not important for a thing or a being in particular, but for the sense of caring or protecting, which is a human feeling. Protecting other species and our habitat is an exercise for our own well-being and survival.
Media, she can pour a scene, but go, she's up.